Meno gasai Ghana for mabuna omo free o my Ghana ha tuba takwatena obi man so kwaje ntetiye akwadale ewo enhwehwemu efa election ho anase ewiase sede economy ne ho kronoba esitie no meno gasai omo ba be piemu ewo o my Ghana ha sei eye MPP internal election no omo do omo support nyina akwakoma enipa ba akose omo ye hwehwemu no omo ahu se nipa no ne policy ene na kande a wode ba ene nsam a woka no eno ene beboa ama Ghana atimi afa ne ntampa atimi efra ekuo be no enipa be no aha eye Greater One Studios like ne share ne fama afofro bidin ede no na kedia Steven Ebomachidom as producer saso na Greater One TV okwo ha eye trending stories social stories ahodo ni nyina eno so etwago ha na adwa so ede bebro so ni nyina subscribe ne like ne share etefo ono MPP internal election 2026 ana baso na enye yize kra ekuo bi a omo aka omo ho abomu a enye yize omo se international scholars for kin na chese Kennedy akompreku Japan ana omo support no na ekuo yi hwehwemu omo ye nyina ne yese ewiase afana nyina no how our economy ne wo policy ne woni ema na ebeboa mo oman na tumpon ne ade no omo yese hwehwemu ne nyina na omo yese hwehwemu ne ade ne nyina wieye no anu omo aka omo hu nyina bom se solution a omo nya ye ne nyina no ayebeboa oman Ghana ne nyina omo hu se Kennedy akompreko Japan eye asen central na hyebedwani data ono ana betimi aboa ama Ghana atimi afa ne ntampa atimi efra ne ekoi kasai panimpa wodi enimo no o kasa ne omanfato ho bi se ono watena China 10 years wa ye research asua de okura PhD na wasua de akwa akire yie pa na oba Ghana ana ofiri Ghana kwa China no eye 10 years nie ba wasaba a woba ye no wahu se de Ghana tie no sa na tie bibia no asesa Ghana hwensesa ma no se de omuhu ekuo ni behu Ghana ye research behu Ghana no se de Ghana tie no sa pepepe ana Ghana tie Ghana ensesa ye na ode China ye mfato se China just a week se wokokofa baabi na week ne so na wo kwa akofa baabi biaya a wo fa ye na won san huwa eho asan asesa kura onti asese oman konkoro Ghana still na yeda so gina baabi ye gina no
ha boko de
Nyankopon adom yeso ye ba e boko
e ma mo bia finshia pa nso
afen komete
ai e mo bia finshia pa Chinese be ka se shinien kwai
la no na nka me bi da se yen ka China
shinien kwai la
shinien kwai la
shinien kwai la
na ye say no ye den no me mo
Happy New Year, yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Na nka ono so age so ono so be ona so age
ah we so just shinien kwai la na
shinien kwai
eti magana fo nyina ne kumase fo shinien kwai la ye free ISK.
Okay.
Yeah, ISK regional home international scholars for Ken. Na yen yedwumadie nyina ne say yakosua de wa manane.
Okay.
Ye di adwuma as researchers de ade. Maybe a researcher in public administration.
Okay.
Policy. Maybe area energy policies any the kaka ho ne amano like governance ne ade. Me di medwuma o China.
Okay.
Na yen ni ye members all around the world. E bi wo Europe, America, South America, bi mi wo Asia. In the Asian countries there be secretary ma this association.
Okay.
Na yen ni so ade ni hu nyina ne say sade ye kwa aman ahodo so a ye hu say empuntu ekoso na so ba ye krom a oba Africa hu say bibia e different say yen sha say mpo na mpese ye ka say ya ka akiri no na je say e ya asefe mai nti honorable ka unity area say da bi papa yi owo bibi ma oman.
Okay.
Nti ye di na chi ye nye say ye hwe ya area say ye pena asem nti ye di na chi keke ya ye investigation ya research ya follow no you know ya share the policies no and ya compare what is going on abroad.
Yeah.
But you should be being just said this man is the man we need. You don't think that young association you on board. You started actually 2023 and they shall say gather a month for. Until that election, no, you to be out so much, but underground there we did some work to help. But right now, no, you who say you're mad but tell my Ghana for what is going on now. I'm out for two like food program for any
yeah.
Now ye kasa obi si what they are reaching about Ghana and no then or the digitization in one way. But what is the governance? What the ability here as a mind as we like CCI
like yeah
right now what do we need?
No.
Is it digitization?
Yes.
So that is why we come on board. Right, I say yeah, the research in India kakra water. Yes, you be come at Ghana for so yeah, me be drew Ghana I think a few days ago.
Okay.
Now me share and Oma me free her about 10 years ago na etienne the same thing Obana that's what I say but baby I me watch China no so offer baby 1 week now so sound about be a woman because then yeah also already developed places but they are still working hard, you know, going on and on and on and advancing. Enti na ye trained ye like ye biaba na said ye enti sometimes na e de yaw ehye enti enum ye mu bi no ye tu kwan afa plan fa ya be ye we kra na enye ya because me who say what Ghana needs no say ye messy honorable can this or this time around that I'm sure say it will take us about 100 years and san ye 10 asan be sequem because we are very very far behind.
Okay, I see now mo buy mo tie ne nsema all can policies na ebi no say expectation was so too much too over ambitious sa nsema o kano se mo wa ma no ne mo advance mo ginim bia no mo te na mo de behwe da bia mo wo de buy mu ha mo fi say e okay
ma me mfa Malaysia ni example ma honorable Kenny a practical leader.
Okay,
the friend be practical leader, pragmatic ne say me ba o studio hey me hwe no wa na wo so ati ase wo wa fidie we wo microphone we e dia na metimi dia ye practical enye say me ba be man vision bi say oh me ba be conjure bibia be si wo ha eno ma na wo no ye keka bo ma dia na betimi e dia ye Malaysia no arable land e betimi dia ye your friend say palm plantation abe ya abe but omuni abe no hunim de omuni abe no kra omuni ba Ghana ha some years ago they will tell you ana omo be suan ye na omo be fa abe no be ye den e de call ye and with the visionary leader on who said this is what our country needs so far right now to create jobs, you know, and they call Malaysia. They call Malaysia now. We see omo capital. I'm can say we were US. So Malaysia when you see no almost started, you know. My colleagues, researchers, be free. One catch them. Oh, Charlie, yeah, visit here. Na yen church or normal or Malaysia. Maybe I'll bet my business. I'm say okay. We drew Malaysia. Me hey. No my for developing country, you know. But that was my first the sample all the other countries, all the developing countries. Because my research me follow developing countries because you can see who how am I young African China, other developing countries in the almost all Asian countries. You can't developing countries, you can't Asia, you can't South America, you can't young Africa for you. So what I say, and North America, Europe, almost developed, almost but Asia. Okay, all the developing countries now. There are indicators I just say. So giving the next 10 years, 15 years time now, they will be somewhere great. On your developed car one any. And then Malaysia and Thailand, Romania dia. Tourism on the amount the income at the brow minor is enough.
I don't know boys also talking about Saudi and
as a point make a chance say me call Thailand. What are they using for tourism? History. We call go crowback because history they say omukoko nkontakwa te say ye ha ye history say asantefo na egwe wanhwan yewe no na omo no e dia bie studio kese ye bie hall kese o cinema na ye show video enipa no wo ho aye act to show you to mu tete aponko so be the videos ni be best and they were change omo tete aponko so to show say ye tete no ye na nanom enko omo ye nie na omo ni ifo na kwenu wahye different ade ni ade e show omo history the nipa eba around to watch this thing from time to time. The choir in the hall, I am a big, almost 1,500 people in the hall at the time. So I was asking, yes, video, no. So I was asking myself, say, Auntie, we have much better history.
We have had a jack cool man.
Listen, they buy me wife call Cape Coast. I call her castle. And I'll catch him say, hey, now you were I say na, Ghana, you say, I say with tourism can see you. Because the relics of slave trade, we are seeing name no. And in the sea, practically in the sea, Obia Bao, as you acquire any pass and you got to Nipa Bear 15 billion woman and now.
Why that
and between one must are they, you know, what is wrong with us? Just tourism. What we can get from tourism, no. Minya, me nada. China war a terracotta army. What's that you want? Terracotta army, I said, just saying, Teteno, almost 500 years ago, Omo Hinibia. ono ni soldiers no o ma ye omu clay ye design omu clay ye draw omu ye clay draw omu ena exactly no ye bury ye chef om ena o promise omu say omu guide ono wo hene no owu mpa omu guide ni tumbu no na omu so bu omu spirit ba be share sa clay after so many years ago no ena omu akode ne yakohu sa this ena ye say friend terracotta army ti soldiers omu ya de a clay anwene omu thousands of people a day in a country. Sadly, when the relevance, they say to me, you're relevant.
Clear,
I mean, and you're relevant, but I'm telling you, say,
a picture, then a plenty of man of attractive. No,
Safim. He said, honorable King Kansan winners will be in our cast for your ambition. I don't know what is, I don't know what we are thinking. And yeah, man, baby, you do see, taking steps. And then Africa, my mentor, few countries be able to trick away. Rwanda, Kenya, Zimbabwe, anyway, omo hu sa trick we omo start here omo de tourism developing because omo hu say omo ni nimdi obetimi dey yes technological advancement but tourism ni dey you forest ni wo ho dada emo yi wo ho wildlife ni ade adenti na yen ye mo ho dawro na man for mehwe and ya get come na to say they are getting money, they are getting a lot of revenue. And your revenue for employment, and you pen to come free as a work abroad. A Jamaican story be actual. Yama or more Middle East, I compare Jumaye. Maybe particular, the mammy Johnny's association way. That my experience. The Ghana some time ago. And now, make call. And I ain't here for me far Egypt. Now, we could do Egypt, no. Now, your flight net delay about 5 hours. And I'm a 200 ja made me my computer so krakra. You may say maybe omudi broni biachi. Oh please almost go almost am ya ma be 5. Am we to for but me say to for the say Africa in here Ghana for kwantim dey me say oh dey me well. So mo ko ba na me say ba ko ka say oh my ya onyai na say say Ghana for what did you? Tell say Mr. Minuama na mo mudi broni achi dey why am dey. Oh bra your name say also Ghana ni ye pesca tonsuo. Hey, now pesca tonso abroni nsa onyo but ye buy ye Ghana city na buy hands wo monye city no ti ntimi tonsuo no am say na Ghana city no ka say we free Ghana ye gene baby na eja me de me visa card tonsuo ma wo na wie na me de me ni wo enkomodie na me bi som na mo kɔ he ene sama ba omo ka omo akɔsem unia eni so gu me ye be ma pa me pesu ye Ghana ni a me ma bra ya de me su dia me su but that day me su we drew fie. About 2 days, let me to me. The wife for Kakana Casas, the Mako Hunie, the girls no, but a bit more called Lebanon, a bit more called Iran, Syria.
Group.
I mean, a grand talk crisis. Oh, Unia. And then there was one girl about called Lebanon, Nibiaba. And Waka me say, Ono de Wakobi na Omo Makanin Kobi, Omo first time on ye, now only agents as they Omuna as I call this time around. Just now, yeah. And what was the treatment? I say, in fact, it's very horrible. But yeah, woman say, well, bad fee, no, or be deep 2 years or her. Now, a brabon ye worse off. Ne ma, she money ma meaning in me and one every woman. O beer, when you scam emwa, into a house that you're best uncle, no sunny agent in Kasai, an agent in a sign funnel, and it's some of these girls as uncle. Now, catch me at tea, I do more femono. Just because or Pesica crab a few. Sometimes, or catch them say they even subjected to sex trafficking. So, minya anti sa we air cost. Na sa man penny for ha. Na see intimate critique environment and my businesses in course. My man for your. Then it is painful. Me say me so that day made me ni so on woman nyina na man na me no modin komo nyina so ni so abuo mu na mo te o I say yesu ni na suanfo a ye dwendwene ni wo mu. Oh, yes, you are. So, about 2 years. Yes, about 2 years. That's the picture. Omutimeni say. Yes, something. If phones, omu mwabi before no, omu mutu phone on. Omu me baby answer nti etete. A form sa. Ati akonya bi so a form sa no omu gu me nchense. E na omu kam na obi a we sin trust ni so. Enti ye kan sa employment as some na say obi chi nten no work kan ya. Na is very painful.
Job creation there very
painful.
Obi also be to create job amawa. That's all done say.
Now Ghanaians are a lot of technical know-how or more aka amanone no. Me catch wa onyini. That's why you buy more than 800 people are omunyina ye adwuma outside. And these are well-learned people. So me crowd me a young guy I'm feeling menya me PhD. But what about others? ebi mu ye very knowledgeable, very experienced in their fields. But Oba Ghana, Oba Yeden, that's the question. Yeah, and I'm telling you, say you're missing this chance of bringing Honorable Kena. We are doomed as a nation. Because the same youth, you know, me classmate before Bebre, me call school okay, me college Bebre, me. Omo Bebre na pekoye to kwine. Me buy now, oh, Charlie, what you fire? But baby, I'll bet me, Diakobia. Obi cross it to go crown of a copy. I'm telling you this.
Egypt to hold you crowd.
Okay, what to be free from her. None of who say, well, yeah, be man.
Rather than a flight in a tomb while you're okay.
But why would we make ourselves this way? Why didn't you say, ye way, my mind, ye memo? Why would we do this to ourselves? It's very painful. But so sometimes like I say, oh, I say sorry, I did okay, but very, very painful. Me call Europe once be and Bruni be ekache me say ono de African de o ma na what say Africa no very dirty and a lot of diseases. Na me kache and say oh entisa me free Ghana na Africa no yeah good but just say you develop your roads there be no buza me say what are you waiting for? The question I buza me say what are you waiting? What is making you still not develop? Let me get on. I pushing me pushing me agenda on research in public administration. Because what are you doing? What are you waiting for? The question now maybe Ghana from what are we waiting for? Yeah, but where my politicians have become brofo. Sa brofo sa na ye intimi developer ya man. Ye intimi create jobs. Ye intimi ma ye mebru nya bibi nye. Is that what we are doing? Enti ya home tesam tu bizamia.
Na say nti botaya ama makam ho abu mu imagine say this time MPP primaries no be see tweet mu be kasa kire delegates am who say this time no bre ye wum sisi there say honorable can be candidate ma MPP na Ghana for and so eman sa opportunity no.
First of all, honorable principles of honesty, patriotism, and discipline. The catcher will say, over China, you share that the leaders now, and I say future leaders now, across some kind of school to make sure they have these kind of principles within them.
Okay,
because
yeah,
funny people be
sorry, I say you
one thing I am a 30 in Ghanaian politics, MPP primaries, you must say presidential material. Who is the presidential material? The person who has these principles. And you will be a substitute, and you will be a Canberra. Maybe I say in Canberra. But me wa PhD, but me Canberra. Because whatever you have studied, and so to be in foul chrome casa and fan church means that you haven't learned anything. I remember one example about Brofo Casa. All the countries in the world, they won't share a Maya developer. But who create home will be Casa? Not one. Ko Europe ko be bioma develop bia kan ko German o ka German o kan Dutch ye ne kan brofo German o kan Dutch o mun kan brofo o suan brofo crowd be to kan krom kasa o ko Thailand mo ka Thai Chinese for o multiple this one no o be business o be kan brofo acho most o be kan Chinese o ko meeting high level meetings o be kan Chinese o ya foreigner fa de hye wasum dey translate na yen ye de brofo ti maybe define may come out to Ghana for team, I'm MPP for any delegates. But who say presidential material is the personal or what these kinds of principles, honesty, discipline, patriotism, and makwa because the way the country they treat you, so be benya principles we know it's not easy. Me me started school wahano. Na me ya de kakra fine, but me nya scholarship that. There was once I make college and I'm say, na me call Kenwas. Sika same way then I'm say my scholarship secretariat na ja. Me ko kama asem na ja bia no mam kakra. Me call lady na oto anka cham say me ko online. That am mini phone crampo na me pese.
We be online.
Online no we hin.
Only phone we nya on.
Oh, but somebody can be say be our plan as a letter be what's it? Me ko online. Me nya scholarship that wa ha. Enti baye den no nipa no nya o man ho. Enti ya na me hwe some penifobia or more show more ankasa interest na saying we hear comments be ba me person body a e bi mo hwe more interest in say yan to aba some kind of candidate me to mass because omo nya patriotic or no man no or show on one ho and it sometimes no they deserve to do that because o man no treat you bad Your leader said the can and no man share my yen bibia ti obia so nche dani odo papa e mo man. But honorable Nwanga said to me develop some of these principles and we see them. It's not just by mouth. Many can say honorable project back military 37 military as well. It costs about $3 million.
Yes.
You can $1 million abimu ka say some sika ketu abi. But you remember a year what it means. Okay, Mahama first administration, there was one lady, a friend, Lordina Hammer, Victoria Hammer, good. Yeah. Obaka said no, also $1 million pen with Jai politics. It tells you, say, honorable Keno to be able to grab $3 million what they are, and that is not the only thing he has done. It takes patriotism. Maybe I can't do it. I'll tell you. I love my country, but there's a certain level I can't do it. And all the politicians, not one can do this. Except Honorable Ken. Into your casa principles of patriotism, honesty, and discipline. Now, it's not just by mouth, though. Honorable, you're very disciplined. Well, you're very disciplined. My one example, through research formal association. It's not just by say honorable Ken as honorable Ken any personal relationship, say but from afar and a pen awesome because of the principles. When the discipline, last elections 2023, can a Juma any back me money our crying. Or can set the opponent or sacking from the Juma. One of the and you have saying that some of these opponents, I'm on Crawford, did honorable Ken attempt 24/7. They will never talk. Also, you must see Janitor Abanimam and all there. But honorable Ken is very disciplined. And this discipline is what we need as a country. And Mako, some because of our principles, you will not get it in anybody like that. Some countries, serious, they intentionally train their people, their future leaders to imbibe these qualities and these principles. Training with these things, we need that. That is just one aspect. Apart from the principles now holding, job creation. Job creation is number one on any government's agenda because we are government now, so we want to mean creative jobs. First, we need enough tax crowdfund develop your growth. But if every aspect of the economy is running, your friends say industries you running, nipa year juma or cars year juma, transportation sector, energy sector, the sectors in there running. Government will have revenue. It's very easy. But your resources in your dining room and your think right, and nipa kakrana year juma na year milky worm. That is not sustainable. It is not sustainable. Money be good in time. You be creative, obey use your resources now you wanna create and your cocoa you free ton ye. Your tongue cocoa in raw state for so many years. Adding to add the value, not change value chain a friend is saying and soon creative jobs Emma ye graduates here bay.
The
same thing.
The same thing.
Oh, me who more time who videos be on show say experimental cocoa production. You who yana me shame and I'm say asamaba. Empire me boy na say nyame mwa na land na enye very good for cocoa. Because who say e good for cocoa say kim. Na say tisim to omu bia cocoa e cocoa nyina beka. They will do it much better than us, faster than us. And ye trend yen. Ama obi a wonim job creation or no one practical or no one by himself as an individual are creating several jobs in this country. What are we waiting for? Into media with the principles, with what he stands for, with industrialization, and also with your friend saying tourism on Kwan Krano, I think that is enough. So delegates now and for power man on Raboken. Not Ghana for now me buy chromosome my men can't my home chrome. Me fa uba, me wife with Tiana me fat but the shada echo out me we heard said the Ghana for most Ghanaians are telling me say honorable king no more pen na MP before you mistake ko fa be obi ade and your month abano.
Now I wanted to ask you a question. Say mobile research amoni bi aba be pie form no. Yeah, mon nanti chromo a delegates o Ghanaians o den no mo so ka kire mo. Bi be ya betu mo dwuma na mo ye no. Sa pepe enye kwa.
Ghanaians bebre na adwin nyina ne say honorable king and o mo pay. Delegates few ones are many makasa. Delegates ni bi so adwin say oh ye mpanimfo ni bi say ye ntonkwa ha na yen so ya say ye beto akwa ha ye duru ha na ye behwe and ebi mu ye a little bit confused. But ye don't think ye say ye wa ha na ye adwuma nti ye ka say we want them to know say ma obi pani bi ono ne personal interest bi nti so obi say honorable Kemba onye family and friends nti wonya position enu nti no ono nso so no nti mento aba na emfa ho nti we are Ghanaian now do woman now person my cause would you follow this leader and go and vote that way?
Okay. What say Gabi we good me about that for so baby sound nsem ne bi na ma me fa na ase ma
press o make be come to bebre wo house ya be call it bebre wo ha o mo pe kwan adwane
oh yeah
and
they say na o to this
ya nti ya ma no
ya edi agro adako e be soro kwa na president kura adwane yes serious edi say fa kakra ka na mi ahoma na na for so me wi ani abebo de ya kan nyina
so nti asama ya ka nyina no
edi say Gabi wi a number dey 0594020395 enche bi ahoma na tum na nkomopa ya ti ni nsema ya kan onso de bi atoa so bi ade wo be kan kra be hye delegate bi nkran ama ne nyame ya adoma we decide na 31st wato aba no 0594020395 number de be di dwuma na minti ona mefa
so de ka nyina ne say no my ekoso wo amanfo amanso no nyina che ye say ye de na mpanbone so but ye starting bona no bi bizam say Gabi o hwa ya ka echi o na mse nyese ye ni le nyim mpo ne ya ka say ya ka echi ye starting nti mi ndimi ka say ya ka echi. From research, I any no my course practically. You don't even need research to know. Utu kwanya, we see about who say, hey, say baby, I'm free banner ye encounter. So now, and also dear a mamma for buye nimtia or a ne or ma who nipa to me and fire and yashe. Debentia because only say Africano. Ye come cry. I mean, my one in this global economy, Africa, you contribute 2%. To global Africa, the Ghana there, you say 0.00000 you contribute. Meanwhile, Taiwan, Ketwa with small country, second Taiwan, no, only to me contribute almost by 1%, 2%. Africa, you contribute 2%. Why? I mean, what's the problem? We need a leader or mayor. Every day like business as usual. You need a leader where you're disciplined in the embassy from corruption and also Ghana and yet me stop here in your leader and near dinner and corruption stops. Now can you imagine how number can your leader now obey bribe? I mean it's not even and yet would be imagine cry. What I say? And for Mr. and delegates be pamacho minim say me be delegates me free me I want so hana ye to aba. Delegates me ni omo me catch them say Mr. Momwa na honorable Ken emedi o mayanim na obeboa ebi kura na o de enya wo na obeboa me say me nti ha ebi a meba abesha mebusuafo na meba na se omanimu ye na se menuanum nyina wo adwuma ye tom wo kakra pressure bia ni me so bibra fi e ba kura mbo obu kura mbo na be host me ka say o Gabi yemfa ha kodi we
na de wo na be host
so na de of course ope o
obi e say e po a ope na be host
me because me na maba
ma me fa from na say na the policy for Ken and pay all the way from China wura fie abefie esi form said there be onhwe mane say ono de nka bia wadu no wadu akiri e kan nka aso na dwebo but nchirimanti said the na yitimi bokọ ame nkroma no din yitimi bonchi edikanfo no bebredi so ombe koma ya na ono so okon de amaye so kan we na delegates tie ye to aba no de maken na obibie nyuma Ghana timi ye da chirima no eba ombe boni din say what's my kan twa to ne sorry
yo medase process yeah ti Ghana for mesan e de madistra to manimu bio anya say yenim nyansas na obia na say yedim bibia eye stronko na emom no yenya ye hwe asetrem a yenim say no man koyi
okay
we wunhia obi no abeka acho me ba me fie we gina obia hwe manim say ja maba na me be hwa ma Christmas ye di but sanka bi no ma koso ana nkomo so adwuma a omo ye ekoso a ebi krampa me wa ma na ne krampa na nkomo ma na eme so ho enya say me mom na meba na mabeka say bia bejiwe na say we asoma say jiwe nanso no yaman yedim se bibia enkoso ne kwasempa ne se bibia enye enkoso dimesremo delegates ade said ye mo ye enuanom mo nye nipa bia mo free baby mo so mo ye Ghana for say ya na mesremo mo ma obi empressure mo ma obi sika bia na se obi a o ferefo obi nti ne o se wono wo ha nti o se ko ho dabi o so ye nipa o so wa adwene o so ye nipa o so te o mani ma wonim de ekoso Se wontu kwan kran kwa hu de ekoso amanane at least Ghana had de wonim de ekoso wonim se de esi ye de eko na mo amatu kwan so de omunim se honorable kan nim de ne policies a odi egu prono so no ye no ne ade ye hia sesei enye obi a oba be ka brofo enye brofo ka brofo ka de me nka me ba nka metumi aka brofo a be confuse Ghana fo nyina na so ye na aduane be si ye table so ana da bi obi a oba bie nyuma obi a oba be ma oman ni mo ai discipline odi honesty no kwaredie bebu man abema ye nyina ye ho aha ye ono nyi pa ye hwehwe no nti mesre ye hia leader ye hia kandifo nti mo ye mwa ye nyina ye fa honorable kan emra na oman mu en ha ye kakra
all right
me da mo nyina amase
yes ye da se papa pa se gabi